Let's take a look at the real life narrative, one of the readings that you'll find on the literacy test. I'll show you what the reading looks like. We'll talk about some common questions you'll see and think about some strategies so you can do well in this section. Let's get started. So here's the real life narrative. You can see a couple of features. It's got the title here, it's got a picture, and it's going to be 2 pages. So this here is the second page. Looks really similar to the news report. Main difference is that it's 2 pages. So it's going to be about 9 to 10 paragraphs. Again, it's 2 pages. It's non-fiction, so it's about something that is real. But yet it's a narrative, as it says, real life narrative. So it's kind of something that is real, but it's telling you a story. So it's often telling you the story of kind of people or events or whatever. There will be quotations, which is similar to the news report. And you'll often see time. So that's that narrative part. So in this example, it's about, I think, a rock band. And so it's kind of how did they start, and then what happened, and then what happened, and what's happening today. So you very often see a progression of time. So using the example again, let's see if we can see that there. There's our 10 paragraphs, so it's 9 to 10 paragraphs. Again, it's about something real. So in this case, it's about this, the Brothers Dubé, which is, they're a rock band. They're young teenagers here, or they're 12 years old or something. So it's about them. Are you going to see that progression of time? Yeah, I think so, right? So here, here's 2006 that they get started, and if you kind of go through, you can do 2008, 2013 up here. So you do see that progression of time. Are you going to see quotations? Let's see. Here's one at the end. That's at least one. Here's actually one here at the beginning. So there's quite a few quotations. There's more in here. So absolutely, and that's kind of the features of this. About 9 to 10 paragraphs. You got quotations. You've got a progression of time, and it's about something real. So what are your strategies for reading this? Skimming. Because it's so big, you want to make sure that you're skimming before you read the questions. Don't take time to read the whole thing. You just want to kind of look quickly through it, figure out where the information is, recognize the timeline. That's the idea of where's the information, kind of what's happening, how is it organized, and then get right into the questions. This is the biggest reading on the literacy test. So you want to make sure that you're not reading it kind of very slowly, or this is really a time where students they'll waste time, and you don't want to do that. You want to get through this quickly. So the questions that you'll see, you'll see almost all of them. There's 9 questions, so I think it's fair to say you're going to see all the different types of questions here. Some that are a little more common, organization, that goes back to the idea of the timeline where, it's kind of progressing through, and you might have to talk about how it's organized. Details, for sure. Vocabulary and context, we see that almost in all the readings. Author intent, inferences, writing functions, you could see all of this. So that's the real life narrative. Again, it's a story about something that's real. You're going to see a progression of time very often. It's the longest reading in the literacy test, and you're going to have the most questions as well. You're going to have 9 questions. So make sure you're ready to recognize this. Make sure you're skimming through it because it's so long. And if you're familiar with the questions and you're familiar with the reading, then you should be fine.